All right, hi everybody. Like Ryan said, my name is Benjamin Curley, and damn. Okay, whatever. I would like you guys, just as a warning, we've got some wonderful, the most brilliant people Ryan could assemble on short notice to talk to you tonight. But if you happen to hear something, that's mind-bogglingly profound and amazing and changes your whole worldview, remember you're hearing it from comedians, and taking your religion from comedians is just a step up from taking them from science fiction writers. So, screw it. Okay. So, like Ryan said, I am a religion major. I graduated in May with a degree, Bachelor's of Science in Religion from Central Michigan University. It was an amazing program. I learned a lot. But it's a difficult thing to tell people that you're a religion major, not a theology major. You're studying world religions, not studying why a certain religion is right. And people just assume religion major, theology major, he must be, a Christian on his way to being a pastor. And my roommate I had last year just could not get this. I was explaining to him that I was a religion major, I was going to graduate, and I wanted, to eventually get my doctorate and teach religion at the college level, and I was really looking forward to being a professor at a college. And he just looks at me all dumbfounded like, oh, why don't you just become a pastor? Why don't I become a fireman if we're talking about jobs I don't want to do? And it's just the strangest leap in logic that he took. And here's some other majors and the jobs he might suggest. Oh, you're a history major? Why don't you build a time machine? Oh, you're a recreation major? Why don't you become homeless? That's camping year-round. Oh, you're a Spanish major? Why don't you work at Taco Bell? Oh, you're a physics major? Why don't you become a magician? You're an anthropology major? Why don't you just stalk someone? It's just weird leaps. Although, knowing him, it probably would be, oh, you're a history major? Why don't you become a pastor? Oh, you're a recreation major? Why don't you become a pastor? Guy just didn't get it. Oddly enough, wants to be a pastor. But one thing I learned as a religion major is that most people get their religious points of view in some way from their parents, which concerns me because my parents are devout, church-going, Cliff Notes Christians. They just read the short version and are surprised by a lot of the stuff that's actually in the Bible, and it worries me. So I've been trying to make sure I'm more aware of, the stuff that Christianity actually says and holds true. And I find that as I studied the religions of the world, there's a lot of one-upping your parents involved. For example, in Greek mythology, Zeus mostly just turns into animals and bones chicks. So Hercules decides, I'm going to go on a bunch of crazy adventures and bone chicks. And, so that's why there's no Kevin Sorbo TV show about Zeus. At least not on cable. Let's see. Judaism, David consolidates power in the kingdom of Israel, but gets a lot of trouble for having sex with one woman he shouldn't have. Solomon decides, I'm going to have a harem of 700 women. He just takes it to the next level. Christianity, that one's easy. God makes the world. Jesus makes the world happy. Allegedly. Islam is a little more interesting. Muhammad worked really, really hard to have a holy text that was applicable and mattered in your day-to-day life and spelled out stuff that you just had to infer in some other religions. And two of his grandsons, Hassan and Hussein, decide, you know what? All these other religions have infighting and stuff like that. Let's get martyred and start, genocides for years to come. And My favorite one is Buddhism, and I'm going to just assume, like most people, you guys aren't exactly familiar with the origin stories of Buddhism. The guy who became the Buddha before he was the Buddha was the son of a prominent ruler, and he wanted his son to be, this big, powerful king in India. And it's very reminiscent to a certain scene in Monty Python's Holy Grail. Son, you'll have huge tracts of land, but I don't want tracts of land. You'll have a harem of beautiful women, but I don't want beautiful women. You'll have a huge army and have many victories, but I don't want victories. What do you want? I want to escape the wheel of samsara. Damn it. But that makes me happy because even founders of major religions disappoint their parents. So there's hope for me yet. But one fascinating thing I found, reading religious texts is there is very, very little contemporary information about Jesus. When you think about it in number of pages and in number of quotes, we've got way more information on Paris Hilton and Snooki than we do on Jesus. Which is interesting because, like him or not, he's one of the most impactful people who's ever existed. You can't deny that the world would be a very different place without Christianity. But it makes me wonder, Jesus and the apostles walked everywhere. What was that like? Was it like, I spy with my little eye? You're talking about that rock. Wow, you're good at this, Jesus. I spy. You're talking about that other rock. Wow. I spy. Me, damn it, Thomas. I know everything. And then, the apostles decide to take a load off. They're going to, have poker night. But you can't invite Jesus to poker night because he knows when you're bluffing. But at the same time, how do you not invite Jesus to poker night? He shows up. Oh, I guess I'm not good enough for poker night. Now you guys don't get to know the password to super heaven. But I'm really happy Ryan threw this thing together, and I'm really happy I recognize some of you from my time on campus, and we've got a very diverse group of people with diverse ideas and backgrounds, and I love the idea of having a real good open forum, because as you walk around campus, people tend to cluster, and you walk to the UCUP and you see this with a lot of Christian groups. If you walk to the Kaya, you see it with atheists and neo-pagan groups. People just group together with people who think like themselves, which, is good if you want to learn about the same topic, but it's the equivalent of an intellectual circle jerk. It kind of feels good, but you're missing out on a lot. And so I'm not saying you should all run out and form your own rainbow coalition of religious-minded people, because, that's great and all. Going around, I need to find a Jew, gets you on some watch lists. So thank you guys. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for laughing at me.